Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Be quiet, there's no suspicious activities, I don't think. Anyway, in today's video we're going to be comparing this Android versus iOS. These both came out in 2015. This one might have came out in 2013, depending on where you look. It's strange. Some people say it's 2015, some say 2013. Either way, not that big of a deal. This one definitely came out in 2015. This has a singular gig of RAM, and this has 1.5 gigs. This is $250, and this was $399. This is the iPad Mini 2 versus a Tab E, which I'd consider to be a pretty good comparison. They both came out at a similar time. Oopsie daisy, just put that back. The iPad Mini has twice the storage. The main thing we're going to be testing is performance and stuff, and design, things like that. If we just look at the general design of the tablet, I say the iPad definitely wins in that regard. And for some reason, the charging port is on the top, which I don't really like. This, I'm pretty sure, it does not have a removable back cover. However, these are both cellular models. This one has a SIM and microSD. This iPad does not have microSD, but it does have twice the storage. So it depends what you're doing. And I'd say if the screen wasn't cracked, well, even if the screen wasn't cracked, I'd have to give the screen quality to the iPad Mini 2 here. They're both at full brightness, but I just say, it's pretty close if you look at it. But I'm still gonna have to give it to the iPad. We're gonna just open up, YouTube or something, take a look at that. But before we do that, Play Store versus the App Store, let's just see how it runs, because these always go slowly in the stores for some reason. That's just how it is. Alrighty, so this one loaded ever so slightly faster, but they were basically about the same. And you can see this one, the front page is a lot simpler, so it's pretty easy to scroll through. There's still a little bit of stuttering, some loading going on. If we look at the thing, yeah, this is very, very stuttery. The page also has a lot more going on, so that could be reason why, but this is quite bad even after loading everything in. Downloading apps takes a ridiculously long time on this, because remember, these are super old tablets. But yeah, super old tablets. This one is so much faster at downloading apps. What in the world is that? Oh, Sims. Okay, I was a little confused there. Anyway, this one downloads apps so much slower. It took like 15 minutes just to download a YouTube update. Alrighty, so YouTube is open. As we can see, the iPad, it's a lot smoother scrolling around here. And the Android, it's a lot more choppy loading things. Alrighty, so the iPad defaulted to HD quality, and it's playing that perfectly, very smooth. On the other hand, this isn't as smooth, but it's still playing it. Let's try to turn up the quality. Let's see, what's the quality defaulted to here? 720p. I'm pretty sure this is 480. That's what it looks like to me. This, yep, 480. Let's select 720. It's probably, I've had so many issues with selecting qualities on here. Okay, so it appears to be running 720p, perfectly okay. But as you can see, it looks so much better on the iPad. Let's go into full screen here and see what happens. They're both still running the YouTube video perfectly fine. Alrighty, so app support on both devices. I don't know how well you can see that, but this says, please update your device to the latest version of iOS or Android to continue on the Apple one running iOS 12. However, on this, I can install that same app, perfectly latest version, because this is an older version. Lots of apps are slowly dropping support for iOS 12. I feel like iOS 7 is still slightly more supported, but it's probably kind of the same thing. It seems to me like maybe, I'm not sure what it is, they might release less Android versions, but it seems to me like older Android versions are still more supported. Like, pretty much, you can still use Android 6. Android 5 and below, no. But Android 6 and up is still pretty okay and pretty usable. I will say both of these perform acceptably if all you're doing, you know, checking emails, using a remote desktop, and Googling simple things. We'll get into that in a second, but when you go into heavy websites, both of them struggle. Alrighty, so first thing, we're going to use the default browser on both devices and try to load iFixit, because I've tried to use iFixit tutorials on this one before and it didn't work. Alrighty, so I'm going to try to press go at the same time here. And let's see what one loads first. This one is pulling ahead. Yeah, this one's definitely loading faster. Okay, this one, I'd say it's loaded. This is the default browser. This one won't load. So we're going to try updated browser on both of these and see how they perform. But as you can see, this loaded acceptably. But let me just go to some random repair guide on here, and I'll show you that it's really slow. It doesn't really load that well. I'm just going to hit Mac, laptop. This is acceptable though. MacBook Pro. 13-inch. There's so many menus to click through here. Unibody, sure. Oh, and now it's going to give me a year. Jeez. 2009, sure. I have a 2012. Anyway. 2009. Airport card. Well, I mean, this is running acceptably. It's running slow, but you can still read this. The problem I have is stuff like that. Sometimes it's worse. Maybe it was just my internet acting up that day, but as you can see, yeah, see, look, right here. It takes so long. Sometimes images just won't load like that, and it'll take like a minute or two, because I actually tried to use this for this exact purpose once. Alright, but now let's update the browser on both of them and then run the same test again. Alrighty, so after another ridiculously long time, we have Firefox downloaded on this one. Like this said, this one, pretty much instant. This one took a really long time. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see which one. I still expect this one to load faster, but maybe I expect this one to actually load. Is this one really not going to load again? Well, this one is loading the website slower, I'd say, but it could definitely load more websites. It would definitely be better on the more modern browser. You should kind of have both installed. Because, you know, for a more simple website, you can go onto the default Safari. It'll be a lot faster. But if some crazy website won't load, you load it on here. As you can see, it's finally starting to load very slowly. I downloaded the Spaceflight game, which is fun and free. I've played it before. You can see the performance is a lot more choppy on the tablet. But let's just launch this little simple rocket I made. And see what happens. Alrighty, so they both loaded about the same. This probably isn't the best rocket ever. You can see the performance is a lot worse on the Android tablet here. Yeah, there we go. You can see it even more now. You can see how good it is on here and how choppy it is. So I'd say, yeah, this is actually a fun game though. Anyway, let's just close it out now. I'm sure you guys can see, if you had a choice between these two tablets, obviously go with the iPad, because they're both dirt cheap on eBay, but you should probably get something slightly better, like maybe like an iPad Mini 3 or something. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you all later.